Hey everyone, and welcome to the final update of MayMod for the year. I actually managed to finish this one, just barely. It's the final few hours before the new year hits. So let's quickly get through this. Probably not the best time to do this, but this is quite a big update, which is why I'm actually making this video. Because all of the other MayMod betas for the new 4.0 version have been rather small, but this one actually turned out to be a really sizable update. So pretty much immediately you should be noticing that there's a new soundtrack for MayMod, and it's actually original. So I found a guy called Hertzsmith on Fiverr, and was super generous, gave me a super generous price for the few tracks, and I think for the price he did a wonderful job. And yeah, so we have 3 original tracks now. Technically more, but I'm only using 3 of them right now. A menu track, a lobby track, and a new track for all of the winter maps that I've added with the update. Definitely let me know what you think about the tracks. I'll have all of them uploaded in their full extended version sometime soon. And yeah, I hope you like them. On the title screen, we have a new little logo because a lot of people were saying, like, getting confused if they had the mod installed or not, so now you can kind of see it by just having that. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but for now it's staying. You may also notice that the Battles winter theme is back, and I added a little bit of extra flavor to it with the falling snowflakes. I think it turned out really well, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But that's not the only thing that's different on the title screen now. We have a slightly different store now. I cleaned things up a little bit and removed everything that could be completely useless for playing modded, so yeah, I also added this back for no good reason, just because it was stylish. The update introduces a few new balloon decals. We have these few, which were in the game before, but I don't think they were ever sold, and if they were sold, really long time ago. They'll only be available for like the next 2 or 3 months. After that I'll take them back out of the shop, since they're gonna be like kind of winter exclusives. Same goes for this decal over here, which I specifically made. And yeah, as you can see, it's a bit different from the others. We'll check that out in game later. So next big part, new menu. Yep, we kind of figured out how to do menu modding, so now we have a slightly different quick play. You can no longer go into arenas. If you click on MayMod Online, you'll go to the old assault mode, but it's a bit different. The reason why I did this is because you can actually play together with other people while you have the same mod installed. So if 2 people with the same mod queue into an arena, they can actually play together, which also means you can earn battle score and medallions, which is how you're going to be able to afford the new balloon decals. So I made these little, like, different, mildly different looking arenas. I was going to try to get rid of the Assault Club and this other random arena, which used to be a old school arena, but unfortunately haven't figured out how to do that yet, so I made a random Chaos arena for no good reason. And yeah, that's about that. So basically the update introduces official matchmaking, kind of. And when you go to solo play, you basically, it's kind of just the same. But let's get to the meat of the update. So we have a new map. If you ignore the other like Christmas maps or like winter maps that Ninja Kiwi added, they're also here for the duration of like the event, I'm gonna say like that. And the new map, which will actually stay in the game for forever basically in MayMod, is Hearthside. This is a map from BTDB 5 that I changed a little bit so it fits properly into battles, and I think I did a decent job with it. I did have to sacrifice the fish in the fish tank though, that's unfortunate. So yeah, it's not that bad. Here's the decal, by the way. It's just a little Christmas hat. Works fine for the most part. And I'm saying for the most part because there is some instances where that does not work properly. So, the Danmaku tower is back with this update. But I think before I get to that, I want to show off the new powers, because I added back the old MayMod powers. They're also here now. And there's also some new additions, which I'm gonna show off now. So, here's the Danmaku bomb, reimagined. Looks a bit cooler now than it was before. It's nerfed quite a bit from the old iteration, because, frankly, the old Danmaku bomb was really stupid with how much damage it could do. So, this is just kind of a little nerfed version. But it does look way cooler. So, let's check out the new tower power. So, this is a new tower power. I think it's called Ice Field. And it's basically the old tower power, which slowed every balloon on screen down for like a significant period of time. But nerfed to be only in a little radius, because the other one was stupidly overpowered. So now you can get a little ice field for 10 seconds. I think it stays for 10 seconds and it slows by 60%, so can be good in some circumstances. The next power is Time Warp. And, well, Time Warp was also in the old MayMod. It pretty much functions the same, except it's less buggy, so you won't have supersonic balloons that go from the start of the map all the way to the end of the map. Now it's just a little push. I might have to buff that push a little bit though, because that's kinda weak right now. But you do get 3 uses for it, and it combos really well into one of the next powers that I'm about to show off. So, I've had this idea for a tower ability, which just basically throws a flashbang at your opponent so they can't see anything. But I was kind of hesitant about making that, because if it's an ability, you could spam that, and I don't think that would be very fun to play against, as funny as it would be. So I managed to get my hands back on the other 2 default powers, because if you know me, my account didn't actually have those before. And I somehow, magically, mysteriously, got my hands on that. So now I have the powers, which is why I added 2 new powers. So this is the new flashbang power. Yeah, that's not gonna get annoying. Anyways, yeah, it blinds you for like 3 seconds, because fuck you. It's also really fucking loud. Yeah, that's the flashbang. So, I can't actually show off the last power here, because for some reason you can't use eco powers in sandbox mode. And yeah, we're gonna have to go into normal practice mode for that. There it is, timeout. You can also see here there's a new little avatar for the Scythe Monkey, which David actually made for me today in like a quick hurry. Because I was looking around on Fiverr for someone who could do it, but they were all like asking for ludicrous prices for a little bit of simple line art and flat colors. I'm not paying 75 euros for this, for like something like this. That's really overpriced. So there's also the new Tornado Factory. I made this today myself. Well, I can't really say myself because it's pretty much just traced, but it's much more polished than the old icon. It's so much better. So let's check out that new power as soon as it's ready. Alright, now that it's ready, basically sucks all balloons into a void for 10 seconds. So you could now like have a little bit of extra time to build like a defense or something. It has helped me before. I have tried this in a few beta tests. Pretty cool, can be quite helpful. But you only get 2 uses per game, just like the flashbang, because 3 uses on the flashbang would be kind of really annoying. So that's the new powers. Now, we're getting to that new Danmaku Tower, which actually has its own sprites now, which is awesome. Actually, I'm about to die. Anyways, I'm back in sandbox mode on the worst possible map that I could have chosen. So, this is a new Danmaku Tower. Instead of just like shooting in a straight line in every direction, I tried to make it a little bit more unique, so it doesn't just feel like the same upgrade over and over again. I think I kind of succeeded with that. So this is the new, like, base Danmaku pattern. It's just this little circle. Also has significantly lower range now, because infinite range was kind of busted as well. So yeah, I tried to kind of balance it a bit more, since it was known for being quite busted. So first two upgrades don't really do that much. They're pretty much just the old upgrades, except that 2-0 is now a like little burst attack, which is really powerful, but it only fires like every 5 seconds, so has its uses. It's pretty good. So the new upgrade paths are, well, one of them is inspired by the old one, which is the Fire Danmaku. It's pretty much identical, except that it has a new icon now, and it has a little bit of a different firing pattern. Oh yeah, also ceramics are back, I just realized that, and the Fire Balloon has a new sprite. Yeah, I'm not good at making these update videos. I changed a lot of things about this, so that's the tier 3, and the tier 4 has a little bit of a modified Ring of Fire sprite going on, and it's also pretty powerful. Every piece of fire that it fires then splits into more fire and just creates this rain of fire. Also pretty good, except that it's really weak against fire balloons. But that's what you can use the other paths for, which is the Danmaku Prison. Basically, I spent a lot of time on this, and I think it turned out really well. What this does is, it fires some Toho Danmaku projectiles, which is something that I wanted to integrate into the Danmaku Tower like years ago, but never really managed to properly pull that off, because it always looked really wrong. So I think this looks fine. It's really good against Moabs, but as you can see, it really sucks against normal balloons. And it has this little like sequential animation, if you want to call it that, which is really hard to actually implement in battles. You would not understand how difficult it is to make that work properly, but it's here, it works, it's pretty good. I also think the extra sprite here turned out really well. So we all know what the 4th tier is. I wouldn't just be throwing away the ultimate perfect ability. Still the same, slightly nerfed, still does a shitload of damage, and the tower has a little extra animation now when it fires, just to give it that much more character. Also still lags the ever-loving fuck out of your game, so yeah, that's the new Danmaku Tower. So another new thing there is there were some changes to the farmer, to the monkey farmer, and basically it's just mostly visual stuff. So previously, I think what it was is, whenever you went into like income generating mode on the 3rd tier, then you would have this ugly text flash on your monkey farmer, which just said that you were in eco mode. So instead I added like a proper visual indicator, so whenever you go into eco mode now, he holds a little flag with his tail, which is honestly, it's just perfect. I really like it. It fits so well. When you go back out, it just disappears. It works pretty well. For the juice cannon, yeah, nothing really changed. It's still just a juice cannon. But I did some updates to the farmer loan as well. Whenever you use it now, you actually get your debt shown on screen. And whenever a round passes, you actually lose that money and the counter updates. So that's pretty cool. And you cannot escape your debt. You will not escape. You will pay that shit off. There's no chance you're getting out of that one. Trust me, I tried a lot of methods. You're not getting out of that debt. It's impossible. Another big update to another tower was the Tornado Factory, I actually went ahead and reworked a little bit of it. It has much smaller range now by default. And the first few upgrades are still the same, except the Shredding Love upgrade has been replaced because $500 or, yeah, 500 like cash in game for removing all regions pretty much from the game is kind of busted, so that's no longer a thing. So yeah, this should also bring Monkey Farmer Tornado Factory a little bit under control, considering that's such a strong team composition that you can play. Yeah, this is pretty much still the same, but DNA Shredder now exists, which lets you grant camo, lets you see camos, and the tornadoes do extra damage to Moabs and camos and regions. So let me just remove these. If they're region, and I get this, they're gonna take 2 layers of damage, which is a little bit hard to see when they instantly regen, but trust me, it does. Same goes for camo Bloons. Yeah, it should help a little bit with the like fear of regen farming, but if you're gonna use this tower, expect to still like regen farm a bit, because outright removing regen and yeah, it's just too overpowered. Had to go. Also, yeah, this thing can deal mob damage now with that upgrade. Like, let me just showcase this. If I use a normal Tornado Factory, it's basically not gonna do anything to a Moab. But if I get DNA Shredder, gonna be significantly better at it. I mean, well, I wouldn't say significantly, but it does make a difference if you're not on this short-ass map. So, other changes. Dual NATO got a lot of love this update, because it used to be one of the worst upgrades in the game, I think. It does decent Moab damage now. It still sucks against ceramics and like fire balloons, but like one of the biggest buffs is the targeting on the tornadoes is way better. They're now much more aggressive with their balloon targeting. This map really isn't good for showing that off, but as you can see, it defends pretty well now. And another thing, as you might have seen, the tornado blow balloons back now, which it didn't do before. However, it can't blow back fire balloons or ceramics. That is now exclusive. Well, not even 0-0 can do that. It's now exclusive to the other third path, like third tier path. Just to add a little bit of diversity and like giving a bit more purpose to the other path, I guess. So, yeah. Tornado Takeover didn't really change much. I think it did get a little damage buff, so it does better, but overall, it still just benefits from the more aggressive targeting towards balloons. Still pretty good. Might still need a little bit of an adjustment, though. Another big buff actually came to the banana farm. Their banana peels got a minor change, which should help them a lot. They actually hit less balloons now, which might seem bad at first, but they're no longer limited to 1 banana per farm. You can now actually have up to 2, and if you somehow get your hands on some attack speed buffing towers or abilities, then you can get even more. But they also give $25 now when they expire, so makes them worth a little bit more. They push back less balloons now. They have much less pierce, but if you now get the supportive peels upgrade, which previously slowed down Moab class balloons, it now actually stuns Moabs, which is, well, it would have shown that off if that was a new banana peel and not one of the old ones. There you go. Now we can show it. There you go. It stuns them for quite a long time. It seems really overpowered at first, especially... I mean, actually, it's not that cheap of an upgrade. It's pretty good for stunning stuff, but as soon as there's like multiple, it dies down much quicker. Still, good buff for the banana farm. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the update. There were a bunch of little bug fixes which you can read about in the changelog channel in the Discord. For the Discord, I'll have a link in the description if you want to join and give feedback. So that's pretty much it for Beta 7. It's a pretty major update compared to all the other betas, and I think I'll continue that trend of making much larger updates, but I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. So, anyways, with that I wish everyone a wonderful new year. It's been one hell of a ride this year with the new MayMod 4.0 project. It's been in development since April, I think, and really started picking up steam like 1 or 2 months later, so yeah, I've been working on this for a bit, even though I've taken a lot of breaks in between. I think we're making good progress, and this beta definitely brings us much further to the final product that I want to deliver. So yeah, have a happy new year, everyone.